Happy and VortiX, the winner, moves on in first place from Group A.
Let's get it on indeed. Thank you, James. This is a DreamHack classic. Happy versus VortiX. We've seen this 3 times before, and Happy was always victorious. VortiX was always eliminated by the Emperor. And I couldn't be more happy than to cast it with the guy who got from Anaheim crowd, basically, to the Tier 1 main stage caster desk. Mr. Carson, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great, Neil. We haven't spoken all day. Well, we have in private, but you know, on the big stage, we haven't spoken at all. So it's so nice to be able to cast a game with you. Finally, this is going to be a fun one, man. This could be a close matchup. People are not giving the respect to VortiX that he deserves, and I really think he could take Happy to the brink. Absolutely.
Well, I have so much respect for VortiX, man. I have a very good idea of what's going to happen, but hold on, Todd was right. It is the Lich by Happy and VortiX. Does he expect that? It is a style by Happy that we've seen on a couple of maps, for example, Amazonia and Echo Isles, but showing it here on Last Refuge could come in as a surprise. And Happy, this is such a powerful tool in his hands with Nova and right clicks. Let's see if VortiX is ready for that.
Yeah, the Fiend Surrounds were great for VortiX, but now the Fiend Surrounds are going to be in Happy's hands with this Lich, with these ghouls, potentially. But yeah, I'm imagining VortiX did study that last series that Todd mentioned in the ESL Open Cup, because of course, if you're up against the favorite of the entire tournament, you're definitely going to study his most recent replays in that matchup. So he probably knows his Lich, and now he's confirmed it. Nova to get that Acolyte kill and to get that corpse. That fresh body going to summon 2 skeletons and going to help out Happy quite a bit, who seems to be going on the aggressive right away.
Yeah, I'm curious what VortiX is doing now. Is he skipping that expansion, seeing that it's a Lich? Of course, we have to mention this. This is Happy's first game on the main stream. He's the back-to-back-to-back 3-peat DreamHack champion in Europe. He had 3 different opponents in Blade and X-Lord and in Foggy, and he killed them all. So will he take the big one as well? With a new style, he's not going DK Dark Ranger anymore. The Lich Pressure is his new favorite tool, apparently. For a long time, people were saying, Happy, he's such a robot, man. It's so easily to predict what he's doing. But look at this. VortiX seemed floored by this attack.
Oh my god, the Nova secures the ghoul kill, and then he just crisply surrounds that Crypt Lord. Incredible plays from Happy. He loses 1 ghoul for it, but well worth the town portal, and now Happy backing away from those beetles, and that skeleton does not want to take too much damage on his Lich, and he won't do that, of course. He's Happy. And a pretty nice early game. He's definitely stopped that expansion at this point, Neil.
Yeah, that is not looking like a washed-up Happy. You know, during the ESL Cup casts, where Happy was up against Mikael in the finals, Happy was playing with a ping of 2, and Mikael was playing with a ping of 180 in an undead mirror. And Happy still managed to lose some maps. That's, of course, against a very, very strong undead mirror player in Mikael, but it also shows that he's not unbeatable. But here, looks scary.
Oh my god, is that every single unit surrounded from Happy? The question is, can he fight out of this? Oh my god, there could be a level up on the Crypt Lord, there could be an Impale soon, and that could be every ghoul falling for Happy. Out of nowhere, the tables turned, but there's Impale now. Every ghoul is falling. Are they trading evenly? Happy did have the more reinforcements. This is just a slobber knocker. Both players are losing everything, but there's been no Impale yet. There's just been Nova. What an exchange, but Happy, of course, comes out ahead.
Yeah, this is the bare-knuckle box fight that we were expecting. I would love for the dust to settle a bit to tell us more about the players, but no, there's absolutely no time. 4 units around, but Happy is fighting out. Now level 3 for the Lich. We are 4 minutes 33 into an undead mirror, and the Lich is already level 3 without creeping a single camp, really. But VortiX is not too far behind, to be honest. Let's take a look. Can he block? Can he... Nope, not really. And the Crypt Lord is leaving his position there. VortiX did not tech, Happy did. He's 1/3 ahead now.
Yeah, maybe a slight macro error to not tech. He's been pumping ghouls, but he has not invested. Is he still going for the expansion? Oh my, I think this is too late. And Happy's level 3 Lich. He's got a Nova, he's got a replenishment potion, and he's going to get even more ghoul kills. I mean, they've both, to be fair. He gets the last hit on the Trapper?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Happy, you madman. And there's a Nova, and the Crypt Lord is looking juicy.
He's got to be so careful. There's no TP, there's no potion, and there's also no mana. So ideally, you want an Impale, you want to surround, you want to threaten Happy into a town portal to just let him go. But oh my god, Bloodlusted Ogre Magi knocks down the Ziggurat. Feels like VortiX is a little overwhelmed, and look at this block. The ghouls in the hands of Happy. Madness! This could be the end right here. Oh, the fangs! He didn't sharpen them, this ghoul! Barely escaping. Another Lich, taking quite some damage as well. A little more than necessary, maybe?
Yeah, a little bit more than necessary, but he does have the replenishment potion, and look at the micro, the ghouls on 1 HP going back, and that is a juicy heal. And he didn't even get the expansion finished, VortiX, and he's now licking his wounds. He's going for attack, but look at the difference. Happy about to be finished. VortiX only about 30 seconds into his, and another ghoul just going to go in saying, don't want to be in this world anymore where Happy is just out-microing me. He sacrifices himself, and Happy gets the expansion creep. Soon to be level 4 Lich for Happy.
Yeah, after the early game like this, if I would be that ghoul, I would probably do the same. VortiX, what's he looking for? He's trying to dodge Happy, he doesn't want to fight. I don't think he's expecting an expansion. Straight to tier 3.
Straight to tier 3, and why not? Happy has all the map control in the world. A little bit low on lumber, but he is macroing well behind it. The Crypt Lord going to finally get level 3, and with that a little bit more mana, and with that maybe potential for a one fight at last for VortiX. One ghoul for Happy, just kind of attacking that second Crypt, but now there's a Nova, and the Crypt Lord's gonna go down. He impales him, but there's still too much damage. He actually kills the Ogre Magi. Is he gonna get out? There's no way he lets this Crypt Lord out. Oh my god, another Nova, but a surround on the Lich, but he has a Staff of Teleportation. Of course he does, because his name is Happy, and GG is called, and that's 1-0.
Full speed ahead. 200 miles an hour. This Undead Mirror, and this is the beauty of the new Undead Mirror these days with the Crypt Lord involved. It can absolutely be everything. The Stay-at-Home Story Cup Finals was the 35-minute tug of war between exactly these two. And here the game is over in 7 minutes and 10 because Happy, he doesn't want to be bothered with like tournament games. He's like, hey, let me play my 4-4s again. Not wasting time at all.
Yeah, that was momentum, that was speed, that was power. Both players trading so many ghouls, surrounds all over the place, town portals, heroes almost dying, 1 HP saves, and it was only 7 minutes. You say it's might be one-sided, but you know, if we can get 20 minutes of action like that, I'd be happy. I'd go home happy today. And you know, going into game 2, can VortiX switch it up? Is Happy gonna stick with the Lich? It's a real question. I guess it depends on the map, really. But yeah, the Crypt Lord looked very volatile, as Remo pointed out in the pregame.
I would expect Echo Isles. It's Northern Isles. We called it Happy's home turf for a year, 1.5 years, I think. Yes. But it was taken from him by a couple of people. I had an eye on the game between Van and Happy from the winner bracket semifinal, and it was a very, very tough battle with Happy. Was in the end like death by 1,000 cuts, but Van was very competitive with a DK mirror that was. This could be very different now.
Yeah, it could definitely be a Crypt Lord mirror on this map. We have seen that from Happy recently. The thing about VortiX is you never really know what he's going to do because you don't see a lot of his games. He was saying earlier, he practices on netties. I'm assuming he does it on a Smurf. You can't really find his replays. So, you know, who knows if he's going to go Crypt Lord every game. You can kind of assume it. But Happy, you know, he's shown he can do 3 different heroes in this matchup. So, you know, could be a Crypt Lord mirror here. But does Happy want to risk the potential for just, you know, a complete crazy game of them trading expansions, trading out their main bases, acolytes dying all over the place, or does he want to stick with the consistent Lich that he seems to be able to micro perfectly?
Yeah. I mean, Fiends in the hands of Happy are already scary, but if there's ghouls and surrounds and blocks with all these units, just unbelievable. VortiX, he got a face against the ropes now, and against X-Lord, he had kind of a similar game that Happy just had. One great move from there, the momentum was his. He grabbed the ball and took it home. So how can he play from the opposite side? Like, is his momentum gone now after this 2-0 over Axelord that was pretty fast and surprised us all in the fashion that went? These games between VortiX and Happy are always crazy, and he will not give up this series without a strong fight. And this strong fight continues on the ice-cold lands of Northern Isles.
All right, will VortiX give us a series, or will Happy take the expected 2-0? Of course he does throughout the entire tournament. But yeah, Northern Isles, a very, very good newly introduced map in the past couple of years, and a map where we do very often see the Crypt Lord. And it will certainly be a Crypt Lord with this build from VortiX, I believe.
That certainly looks like it. Northern Isles, by the way, one of Happy's best maps with a casual win rate in Undead Mirror of 92%.
Yeah, they say it's pretty good.
It's pretty
knows
okay.
how to play the game.
It's a little extreme, if you want to put it that way. VortiX on the other side, only 55. It's a medium map for him. And Happy, this is a Lich again. Is that just his new thing?
Yeah, I respect the choice. I mean, it really keeps the game in your hands. You're the one being aggressive. You're the one with the potential to creep jack, to take camps aggressively, to get surrounds, to out-micro your opponent. And if you go for just Crypt Lord Mir and you're forced into going for an expansion, it can get really dicey, and it can come down to more where you are on the map than what you do with your units micro-wise. So the Lich, I think, suits Happy perfectly, and I'm glad he's going back to it. He used to do it a couple of years ago all the time, but he went away from it. Went to the DK for a while, but now he's back, and I love it.
Okay, it's interesting, and maybe this style fits especially against a player like VortiX, who is maybe not watching every replay, who's not facing Happy 50 times a week on ladder. That might come in as a surprise, and the past 4 encounters here in DreamHack and Stay at Home Story Cup was pretty much always the same. It was a little predictable. It was definitely more predictable than it is now. On certain maps it was a DK, on certain maps it was a Crypt Lord. VortiX oftentimes knew what was up, but now it seems a little bit funny.
Yeah, he did lose that Acolyte last game. I'm not sure if he saw the Lich this game or not, but Happy's doing the same thing. He's coming across the map with those ghouls. He's gonna go for the pressure. Are we gonna see as many ghouls traded as we did last game, or will VortiX just go for the tech? I think he should just lick his wounds, go for the tech. You can play one base, totally fine. Don't overcommit to the expansion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. VortiX oftentimes a player who wants to flood his opponent with mass, whether it be ghouls or gargs or a mix of both, and sometimes even necro wagons, which I guess we won't see here. But this time, flooding the base is Happy. Lich and ghouls, old school. Man, we've seen this in like 2006, but then it was 2 Liches and they both raid each other's bases, and it ended up in a gargoyle mirror. It was all pretty crazy. We do have Beetles, Lich against the wall. It's a vanilla surround, trying to Nova his way out, but VortiX shuts the door in his face.
Absolutely incredible surround from VortiX. In the main base, doesn't seem to be taking too much damage, but the tech has been delayed by a little bit, but Happy not yet teching either. One Acolyte going to fall.
It's a backup.
As though 2 have fallen, maybe? Is that the backup?
I think he's producing a backup, right? He has 4 at the moment. Happy's not teching either. He's not producing anything. 150 gold, so maybe he's saving some resources. VortiX trying to block once again. Is there an opening? There is for at least one ghoul, but this one seems to be stuck. The surrounds of VortiX are absolutely exquisite here today, almost. Talk too soon. Can he get that kill? It is 5 Acolytes in the end, so the tech could start now. But still, Crypt Lord not level 2. And the ghoul is the one who lives.
Yeah, a lot of ghouls living as opposed to last game. That Acolyte, not so lucky. And is VortiX going to go for the expansion? Okay, Happy is now teching. VortiX is not. It looks like he's going for the expansion, and he gets his Crypt Lord surrounded, but there's plenty of ghouls to possibly fight his way out. He's creeping at the same time. Maybe going to get level 2, maybe going to get Impale. He does, and is there an Impale? There's a nice one, but there might be too much damage. Town Portal out, 55 health, but the expansion has been stopped yet again by Happy.
Lich is very, very hurt, but okay. He can clean this up. The ghouls are tanking. 2 rods of necromancy. By the way, how did he get that second rod of there was a town portal, of course. Ring of Regen. Oh, how wonderful is this Ring of Regen now?
Beautiful. Last game it was a replenishment potion. This game it's a ring of regen. And that's just what Happy needed. And if he wants claws, go to the marketplace. You don't need to find them, but that was the perfect item at the perfect time. And again, VortiX being a little stubborn, in my opinion. He should just tech. Tech, but he's not.
Oh, there's Dark Ritual now. He can eat his own ghouls or whatever summons, get more mana back. But the force of Happy is dwindling a little. I guess a couple of ghouls are in the main. We see number 8 here. And oh boy, that Crypt Lord, he can't catch a break. Can't even use that wonderful ritual dagger to heal up properly.
Oh, is there a Nova? I think there's a Nova on that Lich. There certainly is now. 125 mana has reached. The Crypt Lord maybe just gonna squeeze out. He can heal up a bit more. But as we can see, there's one unit actually chasing that Crypt Lord. And the ghouls go to the Haunted Goldmine. Maybe just enough damage to get a cancel, but one ghoul forced to go back. And maybe the expansion will finally get up. But the Crypt Lord is still so low. If that falls, Happy's gonna have much more potential to do damage.
Okay, Lich still has that Nova, but the Crypt Lord, he positions him fast. I was a little scared, Carson, that our joyride of the dual cast is over after 15 minutes, but no. VortiX is putting on a show. The tier 2 tech is about to finish for Happy, and I'm really curious about that follow. Oh, wait a minute, is damage enough?
Oh my god.
Can't be. He has to use an Impale, and it still might be enough.
I think he's got it. One more attack and it's canceled.
He got the calculus out and he got it.
Incredible. Yeah, Impale invested. That's the last of the mana on that Crypt Lord. And now more falling in the middle.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's getting bad to worse for VortiX.
Yeah.
Still no expansion. Black Citadel on the way for Happy. It's looking like last game all over again.
When it rains, it pours, even in Spain. This Lich is scary. Is real scary. What do you do now? Like, Tier 3 is finished in 1 minute plus a bit, and then destroyers aren't too far away. And what do you do with your Crypt Lord without beetles? You can't creep. And there's another run by attack by Happy. Might just be the Lich, but he has a Nova.
A player's forces are under attack.
And staff and boots. And yeah, what do you do against destroyers just in general? The ghouls can't attack up, there's no web.
True.
I don't even think there's a graveyard quite yet, so no spirit towers. Okay, you're gonna build 5 Nerubians? I mean, Happy might not do it, but if he wanted to, he could just build destroyers. Nice surround, but there's a staff of teleportation and not quite an impale. But that could have been a way back in for VortiX if he can get that Lich kill and then secure the expansion fully, get his tech rolling, which it is now. Halls of the Dead on the way. Maybe there's a way back into the game for VortiX, but right now Happy is safe and secure on his side of the map.
The Matador is putting on a fight, but Happy is the Emperor that we're used to seeing here. No flaw in his play so far, or at least not many. Not as many as in the ESL Cups. Maybe he's taking things a little lighter there. We've seen creeps killing Happy's units so far. VortiX is not able to, really.
Yeah, the only creeps that seem to be dying are VortiX's ghouls so far by Happy, Novaing them, and he's got level 2 Nova, and there's the first Death Coil coming in, healing up that Lich, and he can go across the map. Happy does have to do something about this expansion eventually, but he can hit a tier 3 timing and maybe deal with this 2-base economy. But for now, looks like the Crypt Lord is looking for some sort of a run-by, potentially.
Yeah, or he wants to find a spot to creep in peace, but Happy always knows where VortiX is. The skeletons are running across the map. They look at the shop, they look at this little needle hole in between, they look at the expansion. He has very good vision, very good information. Tier 2 tech by VortiX at 50%, while Happy has arrived at Tier 3. What's the first investment, I wonder? Is he continuing to play like mass ghouls? We've seen this before when he plays Lich mass melee. But okay, now there's a destroyer upgrade. Everything else would have been a little too cheeky, maybe. Again, it's around. VortiX does these really, really well. But the investment into a staff for Happy is paying off one.
Yeah, it's so far saved his Lich 2, maybe 3 times, and there's so many creeps. This aggression early for Happy not only delays the expansion, not only gets a lot of kills, a lot of experience, but it also makes the map in a way that there's a lot of creeps by Happy's base, so he can get Death Knight level 3 very easily, and VortiX is going to have to go further and further out to creep up soon his second hero, which I imagine will be a Death Knight as well. By the time he does that, though, Happy already has Orb, he's going to have level 3 Death Knight, he's going to have the Destroyers that you pointed out, and of course he has Frenzy Ghouls now almost ready to fight his Happy.
Yeah, what's the solution against Frenzy Ghouls, I wonder? It's not Impale 2, and I wonder, is that's the right call by VortiX. Not for a straight-up fight. Dark Ranger for Happy as a third hero, so there's even silence against that Impale. Maybe that's the reason why. But VortiX has to hold, or he finds himself in the lower bracket, and we got Happy in the final four.
Great tower being upgraded, Nerubian in the front, being focused down. The Acolytes can repair, but Nova to make sure that they cannot repair. Here comes VortiX's unit. He's got one Fiend and a bunch of ghouls. He's going for maybe the Lich kill, but the Deathlight is always going to have a coil. Of course he is. It's Happy. One Destroyer in the air, and the ghouls can't shoot up, as we established earlier. And look at the ghouls just melt to that Mana Destroyer. The Nerubian has fallen. The Spirit Tower is about to fall, as well as the Acolytes, and VortiX is going to have to give this expansion up, or probably GG out of the game.
Yeah, I unfortunately agree. There's more Impale though. Maybe that can do something against all these ghouls. He's tearing through the second base of VortiX. Even the tower seems like it's made of paper. The Impale is absolutely wonderful, but he can't get the last hits. The Destroyer is reigning supreme, and it's GG. And that was the most one-sided game between these two players in more than a year. Happy is where he belongs in the semifinals.